Hey Jonathan, I watched you dance your way off the field, super happy, super excited to be here, undefeated in the UK, 5-0. How much did that win mean to you?
It was a lot. We put in a lot of hard work. I mean, from hearing all the naysayers, all that stuff like that, we hear it all. We try not to pay attention, but it's obviously, like I said, it's the inevitable. But whenever you can see all that hard work come to fruition, man, it's an amazing thing. We never know who can make the play. So I think me seeing everybody make plays like Gink, Beasley making his pick, HP getting his sack, IP getting his sack, like. Whenever we can all be hitting on all cylinders like that, man, I'm excited just to see everything, like I said again, come to fruition.
Jonathan, how much of a joy has it been playing in this Brian Flores defense? Because it seems like you guys, I mean, you've got 11 interceptions now, 21 sacks. You're feeding on that line. It must be such a joy to be in that where it's so open.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing thing. People always ask like, what are y'all doing? I mean. I don't know. Even I don't know sometimes. Yeah, like I mean, we obviously know like a play whenever we got to check to something, but like even when it gets hot out there, crowd gets noisy because we're on defense and we check a lot. So it's kind of like being on offense with a loud crowd. It's hard for you to check. So we got to be dialed in. I mean, it could be 3 plays, 4 plays in one. You know what I mean, but you just have to understand the scheme, understand ball, and just trust your teammates. Trust that they're gonna put you in the right situation. We lean on our captains. We lean on people who've been before. Hitman has been amazing. Obviously, got his sack, 20th career sack. That's an amazing thing. I mean, shout out to that. That's amazing as a safety. I love the way he's done, obviously, for this organization. We love him back, and to see him go out there and continue to lead us, and Cash as well. I feel like those two are the best best leaders to weather any storm for our defense and just continue to just put us in right positions. Obviously, Flo's doing it, but when they get on that field, those guys really just calm the storm, and everything else just goes fast.
What makes this team special?
That's a good one. I think it's a lot of guys that are still hungry. A lot of guys have faced a lot of adversity. We got guys that either late picks, third round, whatever, undrafted. Guys are still in that mode of proving themselves, and I feel like that's kind of how I've carried myself all my life. I mean, I've been a skinnier guy coming up all my life trying to play D-line, and they're like, hey, you ain't going to do this, you ain't going to be able to do that. And you got guys like Gink, they probably told him a lot of stuff, you ain't going to be able to do this and that. Yeah, you got to pick 6. Cash, same way. This whole team is filled with that mindset, and I feel like that's one of the things that everybody's trying to figure out, like, when are we going to get complacent? When are we going to be like, okay, all right, you showed yourself. You done proved to everybody. All right, cool, you get your pat on your back. But we don't care about that. It's more so like, man, we got so much more to go with this team, not just on the defense. And, like, we still haven't played our best ball, which is crazy to say. Obviously, the score may not be indicative of that. But we're putting something together really, really good, and we only getting our foot barely in the water. So I'm excited to be a part of that because when I came here, instantly from OTAs, I instantly knew how we worked. Some guys, you've been there before. OTAs, some guys just don't show up, or some guys are just there to go through the motions. Man, them guys are in there working, and I'm right there with them. And it's like, oh, y'all for real about this. Like y'all really want to, y'all ain't trying to just go in here and just win the division, or y'all ain't trying to just prove, y'all really trying to go out here and dominate. And that's the part where I can get down with that. I've been a part of defenses like that, and I love to have that feeling.
I say a name, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Coach Flores.
Chaos. Absolute chaos. Controlled chaos is what I like to say, what he like to say too. It's a lot of stuff, man, but I ain't gonna give away the secrets. But but it's a lot of stuff, man. It's just a simple fact of, like, if you just trust in the system, man, trust in what he doing. Some things you got to be selfless in this defense. You can't be a guy that just say, hey, when am I gonna make my play? When I'm gonna do this? Like, hey, man, do your job until that number is called. And when your number is called, make the play. Everybody you literally seen 4 to 5 players make a game-changing play. And everybody's just excited as if they made the play. And I feel like that's what he's instilled in all of us. Hey, your time coming. Like, don't panic. Don't do anything. Don't be selfish. Don't play hero ball in this defense. And as you've seen, we play disciplined ball. We make sure that we do our job and then some, because at the end of the day, they don't know. And anytime we got an offense on their toes, man, that's when we're playing on our terms, and that's what we like to do at the end of the day, to have the pen in our hand last. Thank you. Appreciate that.
In the second half, it seemed like Rodgers sped up his process, got rid of the ball quicker, shorter throws. How do you as a defense kind of adapt to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. Every play has a weakness to it. The thing is, with Flo's defense, we don't give you time to figure it out. Some teams, they can't figure it out. A-Rod is a Come on now. He's one of one, honestly, and he's probably very few that's gonna be able to pick up and say, okay, well, this gonna be here, this gonna be here, and throw dots like that. And teams gonna look at that. So we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and understand how are we gonna adjust to that. Because I mean, everybody else gonna be like, oh, that's the winning recipe right there. So we had a couple plays in there that that we expected that they would try to hit in our open spots, and we executed. But as you've seen at the end, he definitely got on a little roll. And this A-Rod at the end of the day is still crazy. I mean, I literally watched my own eyes as man call out our defense and didn't even look at the throw. He just threw the ball. I'm like, okay, that's just A-Rod. Like, you got to tip your hat sometimes. So I was honored to be on the field with him. Obviously, I wish I sat him, but I was just honored to be there, man. He's a great mind. He's like a coach on the field. It was really something special to hear and watch how he just diagnose coverages and diagnose the whole play, know who's coming, know who's not coming, know where his hots are, know where his, just things that a lot of inexperienced quarterbacks or quarterbacks who don't have that type of poise or experience will be able to manage, So we know that they're going to use that recipe moving forward. We got that target on our back. We say that every week. Our defense is one of those where it say, hey, we want to beat their defense. It ain't about we want to beat that team. We want to beat that defense. And at the end of the day, we own that. And I tell everybody to own that. And I feel like that's what makes us carry a chip on our shoulder because, when our back against the wall, we want to see what's up.
On third down, the crowd gave you a lot of noise. What do you think of the fan base over here?
It was crazier than I thought, honestly. I've never been here before. So they told me about it before when they came here a couple years ago. But I was like, do they really like American football like that, And obviously, coming from Houston, they didn't have a well-established fan base like that. So obviously, if they probably had it here, who knows? But to see how they showed up here, man, Skull Nation was amazing. I mean, people who probably didn't even know anything about Vikings ball, they say, hey, I'm going to get a jersey and just start doing the chant at this point. And we'll take that, you know what I'm saying? So we love it. The hospitality has been great here. The fans have been amazing. The support has been amazing. I can't say enough about everything about this place. I've been growing up watching this team on TV forever. So I'm a big soccer fan, so playing in the EPL Stadium, I'm definitely honored. I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
Who's your team?
Don't kill me for this, people. All right. I started off Man City. I was a big Tottenham fan when they had Gareth Bale back in the day, but I bounced around for a good bit. But yeah, for sure, I definitely like Man City for sure. Sorry. For sure.
In the last 3 weeks, you faced Houston. Cam Akers had 21 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, Josh Jacobs had around 50 rushing yards. Breece Hall was under 30 rushing yards today. How have you been stopping the rush so effectively?
Stopping the run is a want-to thing. I feel like it can be a schematics thing, but stopping the run is a want-to. You either going to win your one-on-one match and get off the block and make the play, or they're going to get yards on it. And Flo calls it up to where it is like that. Either you're going to be free or you got to win your one-on-one to make that play. I feel like you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You can't just go out there and just play everything like it's pass because they'll just run it right down, right up the middle. So we pride ourselves in that. We pride ourselves in make sure we keep them under 100. Honestly, with our standard, we try to keep them under 50. But obviously, they're going teams. They're good teams out there. They're great players. So we hold ourselves to a high standard, more than what people probably put on us. But even today, that was too many. In our opinion, we won that game, but there's still people in there that's like, yeah, we got the dub and going to the bye week, but defensively, we know that we got to tighten up. Because teams gonna be coming after. They're gonna look at all those plays that they hit on, and we can't get complacent and say, okay, it's just gonna work. They ain't gonna pick it up. No, they're gonna come with some stuff. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna enjoy this win, obviously, 24-hour rule. But at the same time, hey man, we're gonna be rolling the right route, honestly, whenever we come back to play ball.
Jonathan, what was going through your mind when Van Ginkel did it again?
I didn't think he was gonna score initially. So I'm running, and I'm like, oh, he got a pick, of course, because we see him doing it in practice. So at this point, I don't even get excited. I'm like, all right, bet. Then I seen Hitman have a block on Breece Hall. I'm like, okay. And then next, he just took. I said, and I ended up running faster than him to get to the end zone. So, man, I love that. Gink is such an instinctual player that these things are like normal for him. He kind of expects these things to happen. He should have had another pick, but he slipped on one of them. He slipped in there and could have got right in the windows with another pick. So, but that's just Gink, man. Everybody knows that he's like a Swiss Army knife. You can go to middle linebacker, on the edge, nickel, you name it. He's just a special player, and he's a guy who's also been in flow system before, so he can kind of help us out with certain things to expect out of offenses. Oh, my bad. Yep.
So we're in London, and they play a different type of football here.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you compare a footballer to your game?
That's a good one. Can I show my Man City card again? The old Man City card. I'm a big company guy. A long time ago, his defense and how he just managed the game. His physicality, his knowledge of the game, understanding how teams are going to attack him. He just always kind of just never flinched and everything. He always was able to adjust on any type of attack that anything, no matter what the formation was. So. I remember him vividly, literally just stopping anything. Anytime he had one-on-one with somebody, I was like, yeah, it's good. And like he's locking that down. So, yeah, shout out to him. I obviously hope to meet him one day too. But yeah, definitely like to say that. Appreciate y'all, man. You have a good one.